There we go. Hello, welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I'm Terry. This is Jen.
Hello.
And our topics for this week, we have Evie, which is the trailer for Stellar Blade 2 got released. Everyone is saying that the main character looks like a child, and if you want to play this game, you are a pedophile. So that's slightly concerning. Caramello is my name for Karmelo Anthony, who was found guilty of murdering Austin Metcalf and got sentenced to 35 years in prison. And people on both sides are upset about it for different reasons.
Mhm.
And Lego, a mystery company that Reckless Band has been forbidden from naming, but may or may not rhyme with Sticks and Minitwigs, has caused yet more drama on the whole Lego incident. So yes, that's what's going on. There's also some knife attack in Belfast, but I don't know enough details about that.
I've been following it pretty well, so I mean, if we get there, I can cover some of that.
Yeah. So that's the main stuff. So where do you want to start?
I'm going to start with the video game because I'm going to lose that mentally in my head. But I've been watching. There's no playthroughs. I think it's just the advertisement for it.
Yeah, the game's not out yet. From what I can tell, the trailer got announced at like some video game festival, and so everyone saw the trailer and said, "That's a child. If you want to play this game, you're a pedophile."
So I did actually see at least images of the girl that they're talking about. And in all honesty, outside of the face being a little bit more round and her having short hair, she looks the exact same as Eve.
Yeah. So what actually
like they gave her a bob, and all of a sudden giving a girl a bob makes her look like a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if that's true, then having a bob doesn't make you a man either.
No. So obviously I've seen the images. She looks young, but when I say young, I mean 18 to 20.
Yeah,
not
she looks
5.
like she looks like okay, I don't want to say high school, but like there were times in my 20s when I still looked kind of like I could be in high school. Like there is a little bit of overlap, so I'm gonna say like late high school, early college.
Yeah. And actually, I mean, even the first time I saw her, I didn't think she looked like a child, but I actually saw Leaflet talking about it, and she made a very good point, which is Westerners and Asians do their makeup very, very differently.
Mm-hmm.
And so the way Evie looks is what an adult Asian woman would look like based on how Asians do their makeup, because they want to downplay their lips and their nose and widen their eyes, because in Asia, that's the aesthetic that they like.
It's also, I hate to break it to a lot of these woke people, we grew up where most of our high school shows were played by people who were in their mid 20s.
True. Yes.
And did a lot of them look like they were necessarily teenagers? Not everybody, no, but there was the odd kid who did. So yeah, you can have people in their mid 20s who still kind of look like they have baby faces.
And
makeup does a lot.
I think it was V. I think it was V who ran the image through Grok and said, estimate the age of this Korean woman. And Grok came back saying like 17 to 22 was the age range that it gave. So like clearly it's possible to be an adult and look like Evie. And as someone, if I can find who it was in chat, tall person said that Evie is based on a real life woman, which is true. And the real life woman is in her 30s.
Some people age better, like they take a little bit better care, or they have better genetics, or maybe she's just really good with their makeup. Like a lot of Asian girls are really.
Yeah, well, that's what
I'm going to stereotype. They are good with their makeup.
Yeah, well, that's what Leaflet was saying, is the style of makeup between like East Asians and like America is wildly different, and the way that East Asians like to do their makeup does make them look a lot younger, because they widen their eyes to give them like the anime aesthetic. They try to narrow their nose and thin their lips, whereas Americans try and do the opposite. They want the pufferfish lips and the.
Well, I think it's copium, because lately it's like if they have a mildly attractive girl, they have to be a man,
right?
Or not a, or they're fake, or they're a child, you're into pedophilia. It's all this stuff other than, like, I hate to break it to you, women used to be beautiful more often. When we were taking care of ourselves and not treating ourselves like shit, women were more beautiful more often. And yeah, the aging up thing, I think it's a lot of the...
But it's like the well-established pattern where everything they're saying about Evie is the exact same stuff they said about Eve from the first game. But now, why can't she be a true woman like Eve? When if you go back like 2-3 years, it's like, Eve, if you like Eve, you're a pedophile. It's like, and then
they look like they could be sisters.
Why can't Eve be a real woman like 2B? And then you go back to 2B, it's like, 2B is a child. Why can't she be a real woman like Bayonetta? It was like, whatever is the current game is the one you're a pedophile for liking until the next game comes out when she becomes the real woman. So
I think the other thing too is Asians tend to be slimmer.
Yes.
And yeah, yet again, I'm stereotyping, but that does tend to be a thing. Their diet just happens to be a little bit better and they tend to get more exercise.
Yes. Yeah, but it's also genetic. I think a lot of Asians, because I mean, obviously, I have seen fat Asians, but
me too.
For the most part, Asians tend to be on the slimmer side. So, I think there's a genetic component as well as simply the fact that American food is extremely unhealthy, which is like a known problem. This is another thing V has mentioned is like he had a cousin who went to America, didn't change her lifestyle and gained like 10 pounds, came back to Romania and lost it immediately. So clearly it's the food.
They also have a significantly less heavy diet than we do. Like if you take away like the fun food that they have for like tourists at the moment, and yeah, they like that kind of food too. If you think of a standard diet as being rice, fish, and soup, because that's what it is. Yeah, they have other things, but that's a basic diet. Like ours doesn't really compare. Like I used to, used to, but not anymore, really. And the other thing, I don't know if this is true for you, Terry, because overseas tends to have less of the bullshit that North America has. Canada falls in the same boat, but they have less products with crappy ingredients. Like it's a lot less stuff that you can barely pronounce, and a lot more stuff like octopus came from sea, right? Yes. And we fried it with a batter, and then we put mayo and hot sauce on it.
Yeah. Someone in chat is saying, American women are looking older because of plastic surgery and heavy makeup. Well, obviously, I don't think anyone should get cosmetic surgery unless there's been like a disfiguring accident or illness. But in terms of makeup, that's what I was saying. What Leaflet was saying, Asians also do heavy makeup. It's just that their style of makeup is designed to make them look younger, whereas American women use makeup to make them look more sexual. So they want the pufferfish lips. They want, the streetwalker aesthetic, I suppose, is the nicest way I can frame it. Whereas Asians don't like that. They want the more youthful appearance. So that's
well, if it's not streetwalker, it's flat out mental illness. Like there is a look to like women tearing themselves apart. Like one of my friends has natural alopecia, so she struggles to grow her hair.
Right.
So I feel for her because she's just naturally, she's more inclined to shave her head because it helps her to even it out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But she's not doing it for fun. She's not doing it for a fad. Like, and I tell her all the time, you got lucky, because a lot of women shave their head because they're crazy and then find out their head is shaped like a penis.
Yes. No, I mean, I can understand because alopecia would be extremely difficult for women. I mean, it'd be hard for men too, but far more difficult for women because men are socially because men naturally go bald. It's less of a
it's kind of assumed that you got the genetics from your parents, and like, yeah, women feel bad for you that you got that, but
Yeah.
You're still accepted in this society.
Yeah.
But when
people will be much more comfortable with a bald man than a bald woman, just because men naturally lose their hair as they get older and women don't.
But with women, like, it's usually a sign of something worse. Like, it's usually like,
Yeah.
what, do you have cancer or something? Like, what's actually
Yeah,
really going
exactly.
on? And then it's like, well, the thing they have doesn't necessarily hurt them, but yeah, it's still something that's weird. Like, all of a sudden you don't have eyelashes or you don't have eyebrows or something, you know? And that's stuff that, like, yeah, you'll get over it, but like I couldn't imagine not having eyelashes because I don't like bugs. I don't like flies.
Yeah.
You know, so I like my eyelashes.
Yeah, I think Head has to wear a wig because she's got that condition where she like pulls her own hair out.
Mhm.
And so I can imagine that if she's got like missing hair, that would make her incredibly self-conscious in day-to-day life. Whereas a man with bad hair is not nearly as frowned upon.
I still don't judge men for having bald hair. It's really what you do.
Well, they can't help it. Like that's the thing. Is like that. Like if you lose your hair as a man, that's just what happens. It's like I'm not bald by any means, but you can definitely see my hairline's receding because I'm 45 years old, and that's what happens.
And even when I say it's how you deal with it, I'm not being malicious when I laugh because, like, sometimes women are dealing with theirs too, and it's like, okay, that look didn't work.
Yeah.
I don't mean anything malicious by laughing. It's just that one didn't work.
Random American says Michael Jordan made bald men okay.
Mhm.
Certain bald men. I generally think any man would look better with hair, but I mean that's not a decision you make most of the time. But yeah, I don't like the completely bald look. I think even someone like Patrick Stewart, I think would look better with more hair. But or what's his face, Terry Crews would look better with more hair. All men would look better with more hair. It's just that what usually happens is they start balding, so they think rather than be balding, I'll just shave it all off.
Yeah, head shaped like a phallus. There are people where I'm like,
exactly.
Men have it too.
Random American says Lex Luthor. Like, yeah, I mean, well, Lex Luthor can disagree all he like. I exist and he doesn't, so I'm right. So there you go. We kind of strayed off the topic there, but that's all right. So the other one, the next one we had was Karmelo Anthony, and I do think it's funny that both sides are very angry at the verdict. Like the left thinks, "What do you mean he got punished? He only killed a white person," and the conservatives are like, "What do you mean he's still alive?"
It's also pointed a spotlight on a lot of black racists, actually.
Oh yeah.
I don't account, like, for the record, I judge them based off of their character. That's what I was taught. I don't follow all of Mr. King's stuff because that was a hell of a long time ago, and I can only tolerate so much preacher talk, okay?
Right.
But the one thing I got from him was to judge people based off of their character, because that was probably the most important thing he was trying to imply. And I don't have a problem doing that because there's plenty of good people who are black who understand that Karmelo isn't in jail because of bullying. He's in jail because he was so sensitive that being asked to leave a tent, maybe he got shoved once, I don't know. That shit's been very, very unclear to me. All the same, he was asked to leave up to 15 times.
Yeah.
And he chose to stab another kid.
Yeah. So I'm in the camp where I think I was expecting much less. So 35 years is at least better than I was expecting. But I think this is death penalty is more than justified in this situation. But I'll take 35 years if that's the deal that's on offer. That just put him away for 3.5 decades. That'll have to do.
Like, the thing people don't get is if it was actually on the other foot, and Metcalf was the one to be like, oh, well, this stupid black kid isn't leaving the tent because I asked him to, and he was the one to do the shoving, I would hope he would be in jail too.
Of course, yeah.
That's not what happened.
Yeah, I think, yeah. whoever stabs whomever, the person doing the stabbing is the one who did the wrong thing.
It I do feel for Metcalf's twin, because he was the one to witness
Oh
that.
yeah,
And I feel for his family, and I'm sorry that Carmelo's family is more interested in the GoFundMe than actually putting that money towards their legal funds.
that was so funny. They made like 600 grand from donations, and instead of using that to hire the best lawyer the world has ever known, they bought houses and cars, and then said, "Eh, fuck it, you can have you can have whoever works cheaper to actually keep you out of prison." And yeah,
But I think the reason that a lot of these cases are getting mildly bigger punishments is because we're all online. So we're seeing these attacks from like more than one place. Like,
yeah,
no, America isn't like, yeah, we know where the fuck Belfast is. They don't. They know where
no.
Ireland is. So, you mentioned
They,
Northern
they,
Ireland.
they don't know where Ireland is, but they know Ireland exists. Like if you asked them to point out Ireland on a map, they wouldn't find it. But if you said, "Is there a country named Ireland?" They go, "Yeah, of course. That's where Irish people come from." So
And they all saw what happened to Henry, even though,
yeah,
you know. So like we're seeing all this stuff, and right now what we're seeing is a lack of compassion from people who've been crying racism for the longest time.
yeah,
And no, we are compassionate. I still am going to be, because I do believe that when it comes to justice, you should have some blinders, because you're looking at what the story is about
yeah,
and not what the people look like in the story.
right. I think it's pretty clear cut that the law should be applied regardless of race or sex or, well, anything really. The only thing that should matter is who did what to whom. And yeah,
Mhm.
the fact that you've got people getting away with murder because they're too retarded to stand trial, that doesn't mean you should release them back into the general public. Like if they're so stupid and retarded they don't know they're not meant to stab innocent women on trains, maybe keep them in prison or a mental health facility or anywhere the fuck else other than free to roam the streets.
And the thing that makes it worse to me, Terry, is whenever they do stuff like that, yes, those cases get highlighted because it ends up being like a white, crazy black person's been released like 14 to 20 to 30 times,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
finally they get to the one white person. I'm still in the mindset of like, why didn't they care the other 30 times, the other 14 times?
Because he's black.
That's my issue.
Yeah.
Because that's what's causing all the problems. It is.
Yeah, yeah. I think the fact that the justice system is basing their decisions on the race of the people involved is going to cause massive problems. I mean, it already is, but like it's going to get worse. There's going to be riots.
Mhm.
Like you can only have so many Henry Novaks before England is like, you know what? If we don't want to get slaughtered, maybe we should fight back. And then they will, and then there's going to be mayhem in the streets.
So the Belfast one I can cover really quick.
Sure.
Basically there was a video going around a couple days ago. This is recent, like this isn't an old case, it just happened.
Right.
Where a guy, it looks like a Catholic home for disabled. This
Okay.
older guy, he looks like he's in his like 50s to 60s,
Mhm.
was attacked by a guy from Sudan who decided he was going to stab him in the eyes and then try
Ooh,
to behead him in front of people. And
nice.
basically it was the community stopping him that has this guy in hospital right now. But the Irish are absolutely infuriated by it because
Good.
they've been overlooking shit like this everywhere.
Of course.
it's a buildup of overlooking this kind of stuff where you have your politicians, these big fat fucks, who are like, "Well, I feel bad for the victim, but we don't want you guys to incite problems for other communities."
Well, then the other communities should stop causing the problems.
It's that kind of stuff that has people in the UK and Europe is gonna follow. They are gonna follow.
Oh yeah, you know what I think you should do if you're in England. Anytime that you need to call the police, don't say I've been robbed. You know, there's been a violent attack. Just say someone did a racism. Get here immediately. They'll show up, and you say, look, there hasn't been a racism, but there has been, you know, a murder, and then well, we're already here now. I guess we've got to look at it. So try and trick the police into thinking that you know the one thing they care about has actually occurred, and you might actually get them to come help you.
Yeah. Like Blue Eyed Scream said, if you want to act uncivilized, then you'll be treated as such. And I agree with that, because if you're acting like a good person or like a decent neighbor, I believe the same thing. You should be treated well.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were doing everything that you should be doing, you should be treated well.
I mean, I think, I mean, you should send a lot of people back to their home countries. I think multiculturalism has been tried and it has failed. So start sending them back. I think that the only way you can restore harmony is send people home. Just get rid of them.
Send the Palestine creeps with them.
Oh, and Blue Eyed Scream is saying, Terry, they'll arrest you. That's true. So make sure that you put brown makeup on your face before they get there. That's I forgot the very important step. You do have to pretend to be brown before they arrive, and then you can just say, "Oh yeah, he did a racism," and then they'll arrest him. Even if what he really did was something harmless like murder. No, tell them about the racism, and they'll help you out. Oh yeah, and tall person says a turban. Yes, that's also very important.
Here's what you do, Terry. Get a eucalyptus plant for your house, and when the police come, just be like, I self-identify as a koala.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, there was actually a woman in Australia. She did a whole like sketch where she identified as Aborigine, and she's copping all sorts of shit for it. And I thought it was a funny sketch. She was like, she identifies as Aborigine, and then she ends the sketch by sniffing a thing of petrol. And I was like, yeah, I can understand why she copped shit, because they don't like admitting that a lot of Aborigines sniff petrol, but they do. Truth is a defense.
Yeah. Lord forbid we criticize something that should be, you know, maybe shouldn't do.
Yeah, I know. It's depressing. Yes, Six is saying no bandera. There was actually a song about don't sniff petrol from a can. I forget how the song goes, but yes, they did actually do an entire song about telling Aborigines, don't sniff petrol, it's bad for your brain.
How you doing, Tyr? I know I didn't say that to everybody. I'm pointing him out.
Well, he's just saying nonsense, so I'm not really paying attention to him. He's just making Carmen San Diego jokes, but yes, hello to you. And
I mean, the Eiffel Tower was on fire last week, so all these places on fire. But you know, I kept telling them they should have like pork sausage weenie roasts.
Yeah, yes. But yes, the other topic we had was the Lego saga, which is still going.
Yep.
Some mystery company that Reckless Ben is not allowed to name, and we'll just have to speculate as to who that may be.
I've been calling them the Newton stack.
Yeah. So some mystery company has forbidden Ben from releasing the third part of his the third video that he made about Lego, and if he says anything, he'll get arrested, put in jail, and forfeit all the GoFundMe money. And then the GoFundMe actually got taken down, and then Actual Justice Warrior started a new Give Send Go campaign to make up for it, and I think that put pressure on GoFundMe to return the original fundraiser back to actually be able to accept donations and pay out. And yes, dicks and minifags. I cannot confirm nor deny that is the company that is prohibiting Ben from taking these actions. It is a mystery company. That is all he has given us to go off.
Way to try Zen yourself, but you know.
Yeah. And I still can't believe that this is still going. It's like someone on Twitter, I don't know who it was, but they said the franchisees should sue corporate for basically destroying the brand's reputation. Like if you own let's just assume that it's Bricks and Minifigs. But if you like own a Bricks and Minifigs franchise, you're going to cop all sorts of shit. You're going to have people boycotting your store not because of anything you did, but because corporate are psychotic assholes who are happy to cash in off a dying man's Lego collection, steal his GoFundMe money, and like all of this heinously evil stuff. And then you're like this innocent franchise owner, and people are going to be boycotting your store and protesting and all sorts of shit. So yeah, I think there probably should be a class action lawsuit against corporate.
Mm-hmm.
Blue Ice Cream says their company may not survive this. I guarantee it won't. I think the initial situation, they could have survived. The fact that they keep doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on making themselves out to be the biggest pricks imaginable has done so much damage to their reputation. I don't see them, like, even if they successfully steal Ben's GoFundMe money, that's going to make it worse for them, not better. They're going to go out of business even faster. This is insanely self-destructive.
Yeah, I feel for the little owners, but maybe rename yourself.
Well, they can't. I mean, it's a franchise. Duck Dog is saying that almost a dozen stores have closed. I'm not surprised at all. And I know that Crystal, the previous owner of the one in Salem, is suing corporate for the way they handled the takeover. So yeah, I think there should be a class action lawsuit of all the Bricks and Minifigs franchise owners against corporate for the fact that they're making it impossible to do business under that name.
Yeah, I hope it goes the way people hope it does, because I think this is one of the things people are tired of being taken advantage of by people who don't need to do this kind of shit.
And I also think it's exposing a lot of the corruption in like the way the legal system is set up, where because Bricks and Minifigs has way more money than Ben and Brian, they can throw their legal weight around. They can get a court order preventing Ben from doing anything by lying about bomb threats and all whatever other nonsense they invented. And like Ben's not even allowed in the hearing to defend himself. The judge just goes, "Oh, a big company says it. Fine, let's just put an injunction on the guy. Who cares?" And so yeah, I think a lot of people are losing faith in the legal system, as well as all the reputational damage that Bricks and Minifigs is suffering.
It's also everything people saw from the cops' involvement in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I think people are fed up with all of it. Like, we deal with enough in our day-to-day lives without having people that are paid for with your tax dollars
Mm-hmm.
abusing the system because they go to the same church together.
Yeah, that's insane. Um, I have heard that the Mormons are like that, where they're very tribal, similar to like Jewish people, where they have a very strong in-group preference, where they will almost exclusively hire from their own kind if they can. So yeah, um, that kind of situation does lead to you know severe problems with nepotism and yeah, Tia says losing faith in the legal system and the elections in America. We are seeing that there are kings and nobles in it. Yeah, well, exactly. Some people have to follow the law, and some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Blue White Scream says the that police department needs to be investigated by the feds. Oh, yeah, it's shut down completely.
Mm-hmm.
Just every single one of them, bring them up on corruption charges. The way they've been acting is utterly disgusting.
And put on a no rehire list.
Oh yeah. Um, yeah, I think there should probably serve some sort of prison sentence as well for the abuse of the legal system that they've conducted. Like the guy saying, "Stop that car." On what grounds? Doesn't matter. Stop that car because Josh, the Mormon, has decreed that we must stop that car. Like, okay, well, we'll pretend he ran a stop sign, and then we can delay his traffic stop until we can interrogate him about unrelated matters.
Yeah. This is why I didn't really want like church involved with the justice system. Like,
Yeah,
don't
it's
get me
not
wrong,
supposed to.
I don't want to violate their rights either. Like, I do believe they have their rights to their beliefs and all of that shit. But like when it comes to like in-group groupthink, nepotism, all the shit that, yeah, we didn't want that in the justice system. Like, don't get me
Right.
wrong, I don't want the activist judges either. Like, there's a whole bunch
No.
of people I'd like to be in jail right now who are judges, but
And
yeah,
yes,
if you can't if you can't be neutral, you can't be a judge.
well, that's the point. Yeah, you are supposed to take yourself out of the situation and do it as objectively as you can. And Duck Dog is pointing out that Ammon McNeff sued his own father and kicked him out of the family business. And yes, that is true. Him and his brother sued their father and kicked him out of was it Legally Mine? I think is the name of the company. So yeah, uh, the McNeffs are a nefarious bunch. From everything I've seen of their behavior, I find them to be quite distasteful. I do not like these people. And yeah, also Blue White Scream says they wanted to rearrest the guy just so they could hold him without bail. Also true. Ben got very lucky that a judge overturned the no bail part of the arrest because they wanted him to just be in prison for, in jail for like a month until the trial, and then a judge is like, no, and Ben got released. But yeah, I mean, there's some serious corruption in that particular American Fork, I think is the name of the town.
It's basically every kind of fear tactic that you can use on a person.
Yeah, well, exactly. The cops even said that they just wanted to scare him a bit. It's like, well, you're not allowed to do that. Actually, you're not allowed to extend a traffic stop and try and frighten individuals that you find annoying. That's not part of your legal duties.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Six. The Mormon situation is exactly why Sharia law should be outlawed.
Absolutely, yeah.
100%.
And Silver Ravenwing, we do see your comments. They are coming up. And Blue Eyed Scream says that's the definition of. Well, yes, it is. It is the definition of corruption. That is exactly the problem. But yes, I am very invested in this Lego saga. Like, I wouldn't have thought that a Lego situation would interest me at all because I don't pay attention to Lego at all. But Reckless Ben's first video was so well done. It's like, okay, I actually have to pay attention to this. This is actually because his first video was hilarious, and then because I found it through Asmongold, where Asmon is like said this is the best video I've ever seen or something like that, and it's like, you know what? He's right. This is the best video I've ever seen. And yes, Silver Raven Wing says Sharia law should be banned permanently. Yeah, absolutely. You shouldn't be able to institute your own legal system within the country. That's absurd. And yes, everything about it, like even from the very beginning, where Ben walks into the store and says, "I'd like to pick up my friend's Lego sets," and the manager instantly goes, "You can leave, or I'll call the police." Like from 0 to 100 in 0.1 seconds is like, "I'm here to pick up my Legos. Get out of the store, or I'll call the police." It's like, holy fuck! That already put them in like a bad light in people's minds, and then it got worse from there.
They knew what they did.
Yes, of course. That's why they're trying so hard to cover it up.
I just feel for his the elder in this, because like he's doing this to get medical help.
Yeah, well, that's actually one of the things I mentioned on Twitter, where I forget the context, but I said, "Oh yeah," someone was saying, "Why is Bricks Minifigs still doing all this stuff?" I said, maybe they figure people already hate us for the whole robbing cancer patients thing. Do we even have a reputation left to damage? Fuck it, we go all in. Because that's the only thing that makes sense, is that they've figured out, okay, our reputation can't get any more damaged. We might as well make as much money as we can on the way out.
It's just one of those things where I'm surprised their own community is holding on to this, because like they're stealing from a dying old man.
Yes. And
then lying about it and then being fascist about it. Not to be that guy, because I don't like that word anymore, but
yeah,
extreme corruption is
so
not very Christian-y. I'm just saying.
So Thierry's saying that the old man is already dead. Because I know that the whole thing started because
that's even worse. That's even worse here.
No, I know the whole thing started because they wanted to raise money for his kids' college, and like he was dying from cancer, and he wanted this to happen before he died. So I didn't hear that he'd already died, and if so, that's tragic because he didn't get to see the thing that he wanted, which was that Lego set to be sold in order to fund his grandchildren.
So basically, at this point, Terry. I mean, do that. At this point, his kids are probably thinking, "Well, we need to bury our dad."
Yeah,
like, yeah, they're probably still getting an inheritance out of it, but like at that point, your basic thought is, "Well, we want to lay our dad to rest,"
Yeah, exactly.
So like that's even worse for these people.
Yeah, yeah. I think if because I haven't heard that the dad died. So if that's true, that is horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Brian not wanting his Lego collection stolen is kind of justified. I don't think because like even in Oregon, like outside of the Mormon thing, the police there wouldn't help Ben and Brian either. They just said, "Eh, it's civil." It's like, okay, like
I think it's the justice of it. Like if you attack my family member, there's a good chance I'm going to go a little bit insane and try to find any means possible.
Yes. Yeah. that's generally me as well. Like, I don't really care if people go after me, but go after my friends and family, and I'll take that far more personally.
Like
So,
I don't think it's about the inheritance. It's about the fact that these guys lied and stole from their dying dad, and now that
yeah,
he's gone, they don't even have that for it.
yeah, I
Like
think.
I could see them keeping most of it because it's their dad.
Well, I think the reason that they wanted the money was not for
Yeah.
self enrichment. They wanted to pay for their kids to go through
Yes.
university. Like, and that was the reason that they started selling the Lego was to pay for that. And
Yeah.
that was like the grandfather's dying wish was
That's what grandpas do.
yeah, well, that's what I would do if I had grandkids too.
Yeah, that's like that's like the worst thing about this is that they know this is why I'm glad people are going after them. I do feel bad for the private owners because they're not at fault for
It's
this, but I'm sure they understand.
yeah, it's not their fault. Like, if you're just an innocent franchise owner, then sure, you didn't actually do anything wrong, and it sucks that people are going to boycott your store. But that's why I think the class action lawsuit from all the franchises against corporate should happen, because this is absolutely corporate's fault, and it is damaging their brand and
Well,
the profitability of the franchise holders.
it's future trust though, because like this is the kind of place where it is about money.
Yeah,
The whole thing is about money. So if I know that I am putting something here with the intention that you sell it and I get a commission out of it, but if you switch hands, all of a sudden you get to rob me?
yeah.
No way in hell am I giving you my shit. No.
And yeah, that's basically the thing is, like, Josh is saying, well, I didn't sign the consignment agreement. It's like, well, sure, but when you took over the store, you took over liability for the consignment. That's like, don't get to steal stuff just because it's in a building that you buy.
Like, that's how that works too. So no, now that I know that you're just a bunch of thieving people.
Yeah, like, the contract even says the Lego collection remains the property of Brian Mansell until sold. Like, it's unambiguous, black and white. The Lego belongs to Brian. And it's like, it doesn't matter if the store gets sold to a different owner. The new owner still has to give Brian the money for the Lego. The example that I've seen is if you've got like a car in the car park, when the ownership changes, you don't get to keep the car that happens to be parked there. There's like that's the equivalent of what they're trying to claim is Brian's Lego. It's just like, well, it was there when we took over the building, so it's out. And Jesus Christ. Duck Dog says he'd laugh if someone killed Ammon. Let's not kill him. I don't think killing is the correct course of action. But yeah, I do want a lot of financial repercussions for his actions. Well, that's exactly right, Frosted. He says your child was in the home and I bought it, so he's mine now. That's the same mentality that that Bricks and Minifigs seems to be sticking to.
Yeah, the world's going a little nuts. But I mean,
yeah.
Twitter was funny. I mean, some of Twitter was funny.
Oh, Twitter is very funny. I mean, probably the website that I use the most frequently out of it's between YouTube and Twitter, the two main websites that I spend all my time on. So, you know, I'm quite fond of Twitter.
Yeah, I think we covered almost everything.
Yeah. Oh, and this is because someone Frosted mentioned the child. That Asmongold's reaction has earned him a lot of disfavor amongst his audience, where because he was saying she looks like a child, and like all of his audience, well, not all of his, but like a lot of his audience is saying, "El Take the rainbow shirt is the new Sonic medal, the new Sonic Tune medallion." Ever since Asmund started wearing the shirt, he's had nothing but bad takes.
Well, it's also you could show him pictures of his friend Emiru and still make the same point. Like, I think she's what, in her early 30s?
Yes.
When she does her makeup a certain way, she does look like she could be a college student.
Of course.
That's how, and I'm not shading her for it. She's pretty.
No. She's very
Go
pretty.
for it.
Yeah. And the other thing that got him in trouble, and I actually agree with him, is what he said and what people think he said is very different here. So what he said is, if you take all the fans of lolly, as in like underage cartoon porn, I guess is my understanding of it, the number of pedophiles in that group will be much larger than the number of pedophiles in the general population, which I think is completely fair. And he's not saying that everyone who watches it is a pedophile. He's saying that the population of lolly enjoyers will contain far more pedophiles than the general population, which stands to reason. If you like sexualized children, you'll also like sexualized cartoon children. That follows.
The problem with that is Japan actually has some where they weren't just skirting the lines. Like acting as though they were when they weren't is part of the problem. When you know that you do have franchises where, yes, the Little Women are just short women from Asia, it makes more sense. You need to clarify that. And they do. Like the Japanese do have styles where they clarify that. But the fact that some of them turn a blind eye to...
this might be controversial for me, but I think cartoon porn is fine, even if it's cartoon children, because like I think it's disgusting, but I don't think it's immoral because no children are actually being harmed. So if you want to draw sexy naked cartoons of children, I think you're creepy. I think you're fucked in the head, but no one's getting hurt. And honestly, I would rather, if you're a pedophile, I would much rather you jack off to lolly porn than go molest a child. So I don't have a problem with people making and enjoying lolly content, even if I personally find it disgusting.
I think the thing with me is acknowledging that both exist is the point.
Yeah.
Because I've watched anime where there was the odd character where you'd go in a mix between some of them actually just being short and some of them being kids.
Yeah.
Because they'll do that. Like they'll mix and match characters and stuff. If you're not clarifying that that's what's going on, no, people are walking into it thinking, is this normal? And then, oh my God, it's not. And that's what,
because like I said, I think when it comes to art, you can do whatever you want. Like if you want to have, because put it this way, there's a lot of murder in movies. I don't think it's immoral to watch a movie where people get murdered. In the same way that having sex with children is illegal for very good reason, but if for whatever reason you want to see a movie or a cartoon where that occurs, I don't really have a problem with that. I think that's just your taste in art. As long as you're not then going out and molesting real children, that is where I draw the line. If it's purely the enjoyment of art, then I don't care.
Movies I would say no to, not because I disagree with you, but because I don't trust Hollywood to...
Well, let's say it's something like no, but let's say something like Toy Story where it's computer generated children. Like no actual children. They just get like a CGI.
No, I get I get what you're saying, because they're... I know you're going with the Toy Story thing, but I don't want to picture that. It's gross enough.
No, but like an AI generated. You type it into Grok and it generates what. Like my point is, if no actual children are involved, like don't get a child actor to participate in this movie. Obviously, I would.
And I don't have a problem because Japan has done that before.
Yeah,
They have done that before. I don't want to watch it myself, but like, no, as long as you're clear that's what you did, I'm like, okay, well, I get what you're saying too. And to a certain degree, I agree. There's a part of me who still wants them on a list.
Yeah. No, well, like, don't get me wrong. As I've said many times, I find it very disgusting. But like, I think V's example of Game of Thrones is perfectly.
Well, you're not wrong, because a lot of
like,
people were really suddenly okay with incest. I'm like,
that's my point. Yeah, like just because you watch Game of Thrones doesn't mean you want to fuck your own sister. It just means that you enjoy this story that happens to contain incest. If you go watch a movie that happens to contain child, molestation of some variety, as long as you don't go out and replicate that behavior in real life, I really don't have a problem with it.
I think the thing that people are needing, and we've had for years, but for some reason we don't use it anymore, is basically just ratings and honest about what your product is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like if you're making something that contains this kind of questionable content, you do need to label it as such. Like, I don't think hentai games should be on Steam without very clear labeling that this is an adult product not suitable for children, and kept away from the front page and all that stuff. But labeling it is very important. But I don't have a problem with it simply existing.
That's basically where I'm at. Like, because weird porn has always existed, as long as it didn't affect like actual people on the street or in I don't care. It's none of my business.
And Frosted says, "What am I okay with doing to a horse for its pleasure?" Well, this is again, if you want to watch a movie about someone sucking off a horse, I don't see a problem with that. If you want to suck off an actual horse, then I do have a problem with that.
It's not simply age rating Silver Ravenwing. I mean, like, yes, the age rating tells you that this is an adult product, but just enough hints on what's in it so that even you as an adult can be like, is this going to be for me?
Well, yeah.
If the answer is no, no.
Well, no, I think not just putting the age rating, but the reason for the age rating is important. Like in Australia, we've got like the M rating, but then it'll say V for violence or N for nudity or S for sexual content, or whatever, or D for drug use. They'll explain why it's got that rating, and I think that's important because
it's literally just flavor. It's just flavoring it. It's like if I go for ice cream, I want to know if it's vanilla or strawberry or chocolate,
yeah.
Or if you put a bunch of random crap in it. Once I know too much,
I think labeling the content is very important. You do need to let people know what is the content that they're about to consume. So if you've got a game that's all about suicide, if you've got a game that's all about suicide, tell people that, because there are people that will not be comfortable playing a game about suicide, and so they would not want to buy your game if they knew that. Same goes for sexual content. Same goes for violence. Just let people know why it's the rating that it is, and you'll be fine. And Tall Person says his issue is there is a huge overlap between people crying pedophiles and people actually being pedophiles. Well, yes. This is classic projection. Obviously, you accuse the enemy of what you yourself are guilty of. That's standard practice. But to clarify, I don't have a problem with something like if you pretend that there were no actual children involved, something like Cuties as a concept is fine. I object to the use of real children in the movie, but recreating Cuties in real life, I would find absolutely disgusting.
See, that's kind of the problem with the Cuties. Is it's not just the actors; it was the kids who did auditions, and all of that's why I wouldn't trust Hollywood with that kind of thing, because a lot of them just treat children like tools.
Yeah, so that my problem with Cuties is not the content of the movie; it's the fact that real children were involved in making it, and I think that's my line. Is if you're not doing anything bad to actual children, if it's just fictional, then I've got no problem.
heck, to a certain degree, I could understand what their message was about, because there is some truth to the idea that young girls do kind of train themselves to sexualize themselves.
Yeah.
So if that was just the conversation they wanted to have in that movie, which is what it seemed like that's what they were trying to do.
Yes.
It's not a bad conversation, because there is a level of that being truthful. Not a bad conversation to have, but they exploited young girls to do it.
Yes, that, like I said, that's my problem,
Yeah.
is the use of actual children in the movie. If they were CGI children, if they were AI generated children, the exact same movie with no actual human children involved, then I don't care. It's not that would be fine. And Frosted says Hollywood is the last thing I trust with children. Absolutely, yes. That's why I'm very clear. No actual children. No, none of that. No.
Yeah, that's why I was so enraged by it, Silver Ravenwing. It was a show it was to show how
Yes.
young girls are exploited while exploiting young girls.
Well, that's exactly right.
Like-
That's why it caused so much outroar.
Yeah.
I've not heard of Ex Machina, which JB mentions in chat. So apparently it was a fucked up movie. And Frosted says, can you imagine the uncanny valley horror of a movie with CGI children? Yes, I've watched Ryan George's channel. I've seen Ryan George's baby, which is a baby with his face and horribly distorted. So yeah, I can imagine how horrible CGI children would look.
I just I stand by my opinion that the new Eve doesn't look like a child.
No,
she
not
does look young.
Yes.
But I'd also say that it really does have to do with Asian models too. Like, they really do tend to take on a thinner side.
Plus, one of the things I like that someone said to explain why people think it's pedophilic is the last time they weighed less than 130 pounds is when they were in elementary school. So that's why they think anyone who's thin is a child. And who's Eve? Eve is the main character from Stellar Blade, and Evie with an I, Evie, is the main character from this upcoming sequel. And Evie does look younger than Eve, but both have been accused of being children or having children's faces, and anyone who liked them was considered a pedophile, which I think is ludicrous.
Yeah, my response to the person who was like, I was 120 in elementary school. I'm like, I was like between 80 and 90 in elementary school. I didn't get bigger until like junior high.
I could not tell you how much I weighed when I was young. I did not. I don't have the records. I didn't keep track. Silver Raven says they did this with Pragmata as well. Yes. I don't have a problem with Pragmata because you don't have sex with Diana. There's nothing pedophilic in the game. There's not even nudity. It's a robot child that you develop a paternal bond with. There is nothing pedophilic about the game at all. That is complete lunacy to say otherwise.
Yeah, all I've seen from it is cute pictures that people post where like Diana has done her picture or something, and they're just like, "Oh, she's so cute."
Yeah, I've seen so many female streamers like going, "Oh, look how cute!" And it's like, yeah, I mean, you're supposed to feel that way. That's the sort of the parental bond that you're supposed to form with Diana.
They don't like pretty things. I think that's the problem.
That is very true. If you're an unattractive woman, you tend to absolutely despise women who are more attractive than you. That seems to be a recurring theme.
And they can't even go with imagination land. Okay, I'm not going to lie about games I've never played, never been a God of War fan because I didn't buy the console for it.
Right.
But I can appreciate what the aesthetics were for God of War.
Yeah.
And this goddess thing, I'm like, okay, listen, I understand that you want to have her be a little bit closer in age to what Kratos looks like. Fair enough. She's still a goddess, though. You know? You're allowed to have a little imagination land with a goddess. And there are plenty of women from the Celtic side of the world who look really good for their age because they didn't
Yes.
drink a lot or smother bad makeup on their face and all sorts of shit.
I instantly lost all interest in the God of War game that's coming out because of that stupid fucking cube.
That's what I've heard. Everyone hates the cube.
That's so retarded. Like, I can't. I've never been a God of War fan. I'll be honest. But even if I was, I wouldn't be interested in this God of War game because one, I don't want to play as a middle-aged woman, and two, that cube is retarded.
It's such a little girl thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, I get that women kind of like to have something that's like an avatar or something, but like with where you are in the world, go with something better, like a bear.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean anything would be better than just a generic gelatinous cube.
Like, I don't know much about Vikings. I think I'm pulling this from an episode from the Vikings, but one of the ladies was known to have a bear. Like, one of her husbands was pissed off because she made him fight the bear and he had to kill it. You know, like, I would have gone with something like that because that's more regional and makes more sense to the kind of goddess she might be or something. I don't know. But like, you went with a fucking cube.
Yeah. And both Six and Johnny are saying that Deborah Ann Voll is good looking, but the character looks methed out. Yeah, pretty much. But on that note, we have actually hit our time.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jen, for keeping me company.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you, chat, for coming out and watching us. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Have a good one, everybody.